Buying an RV should be an exciting adventure, right? But for too many, it becomes a costly nightmare. One of the biggest mistakes RV buyers make is something really simple. It's failing to read their paperwork. Hey everybody, you got the RV Wingman here. Hope you're having a great day, and thank you for joining me, for joining us around my virtual campfire. As a reminder, if you have an issue with your RV and it's still under warranty, but the manufacturer or the dealer's giving you fits, I may be able to help you find an acceptable solution without the need for you engaging with a lawyer. I have helped a lot of people resolve issues that they've had with their RV, so if you like my perspective, it ain't going to cost you a dime. My contact info is here on the screen right now, obviously, as well as in the description of this video down below. Now, going back to one of the biggest mistakes RV buyers make is not reading the paperwork, like I said. If you don't have a copy of your purchase agreement, of your RV's warranty, and all the other documents, call your dealer and request it from them, and do it now. And follow up the request in writing. Send them an email. Request it in writing. You should know that the language in these contracts is not written to protect you. I want to repeat that. The language in these contracts is not written to protect you. It's crafted by experienced lawyers who are working for the manufacturers. That's why if you have an issue, it is critical to have an equally experienced advocate on your side. Beth Wells is a managing partner, the managing partner at the Burdge Wells Law Office. She spent over 20 years helping RV owners navigate this legal maze when it comes to, well, their RV dream turns into a lemon-flavored RV nightmare. In today's conversation, we're going to discuss what happens when your RV warranty expires and you realize you've been sold a problem that you can't return. I appreciate you willing to share some perspective, if you will, on some hypothetical stories, hypothetical situations. And I believe that there are a lot of people that purchased an RV that are right on the brink of finding out some really bad news, Beth. And what I'm talking about, they may have purchased a travel trailer, a fifth wheel, a COVID build.
Right.
And now the warranty is getting ready to expire. And the booby price is you're kind of screwed. Yeah. That happens quite often, doesn't it? I mean, I get emails all the time. I got somebody bought a $30,000, whatever the brand is. It's been in the shop a whole bunch of times. The manufacturer knows that it's a piece of junk and has made attempts to fix it, can't fix it, has extended their warranty. What do people do in that situation? Why do they find themselves in a situation like that?
I think a lot of people just trust that things will get taken care of, and then they wait past the deadline to do anything, and they don't even know that it's passing. That's the problem.
I have read some of these warranties. You know, this one in particular was a Forest River warranty, and it almost sounds like, I know that I'm oversimplifying, that it would be, the warranty should read, "We're not covering anything. Okay, you're on your own." On the bill of sale, the dealer, oftentimes, the little fine print, it says, "We don't warrant anything." You know, it's between you, the consumer, the owner, and the manufacturer, and the dealer has nothing to do with it.
Oh yeah, that's like common language on a purchase agreement for sure.
So how does the consumer get whole? How does the consumer have any protection at all? Because it just seems like to me that that everything is in the favor of the manufacturer. With all these, you know, Ron Burdge, you used to always say there's loopholes and things that, you know, roadblocks and things. It just seems like there's endless roadblocks, and it makes the need for a lawyer, hate to say it, greater than ever.
That, and just like being aware of what's in your warranty, which I know I've said before. But if you don't look at the warranty, you might find out too late that you know there's nothing you can do.
But what happens when the RV owner has legitimate problems? The manufacturer even says, "Hey, we'll bring it back to Indiana. I mean, we got to work on it."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, isn't that an admission that they built a crappy product?
Well, a lot of times they'll say they're doing goodwill work. So, and then they have terms in their the language in their warranty that says if we do repairs after the warranty's over, it's not warranty repairs, it's goodwill.
And they also say that when we give this RV back to you, everything is good, everything's fine, and we wash our hands from any future claims, don't they?
I know there were some manufacturers that were requiring releases to be signed with factory repairs a couple of years ago, but I don't believe they're doing that on a regular basis now. Not that I'm aware of.
How could people prevent finding themselves in this kind of a situation? And let me just say this. I know I'm interviewing you and I'm doing most of the talking, but I believe that the manufacturers sometimes they produce an inferior product. It's not complete. They don't do the seals right. They don't do the caulking the way they're supposed to do. They don't do it. And the consumer
Right.
just assumes that it's going to be done properly and finds out shortly thereafter they got leaks everywhere because the manufacturer didn't do it right. And then the dealer, who has a responsibility to make sure everything in the PDI is done properly, just kick it out the door. And then they start blaming each other, and the consumer is out there saying, "What the hell? I thought it was going to be fine."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, that's how it goes.
But what do I do as a consumer? Because I mean, I know you've said before, get an RV inspection, and that's good. I think a good third party independent inspector is a good idea. But what happens when it's not just the manufacturer did a poor job of putting seals in the sealant, all around the places where water can leak, but the dealer didn't catch it either. Yet the dealer charges sometimes for these PDI inspections. Do I, as a consumer, have no rights to go back and say, you didn't do your job, and therefore I need some kind of a resolution to this?
I mean, there's always an argument that so the dealers, they're doing that PDI inspection because there's a dealer agreement between them and the manufacturer that's one of the things that they have to do. So then there's an argument that they were doing that on behalf of the manufacturer, and the manufacturer could be liable for it. It just depends on what the judge decides and what the jury decides.
But it sounds like a dealer can do whatever they want to do. I mean, some of them, I work with dealers, and I think that they do sometimes a double prep, double PDI. One person finishes, the other one comes in and says, okay, we need to tweak that. They really make the RV campground ready, as they say. Other dealers don't do anything. I mean, some of the times they don't even sweep the thing out.
Well, I feel like it's, at least for me, common to see when I'm looking through documents in Discovery that there might be a PDI when it first gets to the dealership. And then if it sits on the lot for a long time, there's typically a second PDI just right before the sale. I think the problem is that if they identify problems, they want to make sure they get that sale. So they're pushing the sale and encouraging just generally the customer, from what I'm seeing, to schedule a repair after the purchase.
I belong to a lot of these Facebook groups and these owners groups and pay attention. And I'm not sure how much of that is just angry people that are, out there bitching. Sorry, that's versus how many people have a legitimate claim. I've read that there are some brands that they literally forget to put cross members by the axles, where the box mounts on top of the frame of the RV. Is that true? I mean, I would think the frame manufacturer or the manufacturer that's assembling it at the plant would see those kinds of things and not put them out the door. But I'm reading that there are people in those situations.
So just in my experience from taking depositions and just looking at manufacturer documents, they all have like a process in place for things not to be missed. But if they put something on a shortage list, which is like where they put things that are maybe problems as they're building, or things that are missing, maybe they want to keep building the RV, but there's something missing. So they want to remind themselves. But if they don't go back and confirm or make sure that they do those repairs or they fix those shortages, if someone just forgets to do it, then it can get missed.
There's a huge lag time in the RV industry with the repairs.
Right.
If I, have my car, have a problem with it, a warranty repair, I can usually get it in, and I mean, it may take a week at the most to get anything fixed.
Right.
With an RV, it ain't that way. But most people don't understand that going in.
No. I mean, not unless they've had one before.
So what's your
Yeah.
advice to people? So what's your advice for people that are buying that first RV? I mean, and they think the only thing they know is they can relate an well, it's got four wheels, and so does my car, and so it's got to be the same as a dealer, car dealer, RV dealer. What kinds of things does that person need to know?
Like I've said before, document everything. Be consistent, be timely on presenting the problems for repair, and just keep on it. Make sure that everything's documented. Like I said, be aware of the concerns that you might have in your warranty so you can find an attorney in time if you need to find one. Hopefully you don't. And try to have some communication with the manufacturer to direct, because even though the dealer's working on the manufacturer's behalf for those repairs and the warranty work, if you have direct communications with the manufacturer, it's going to make a difference. I think it'll probably make it more likely things will get resolved for you, and then it'll make it more likely that you have a better case if you have to proceed with an attorney.
What is a reasonable time for me as a consumer to be patient and wait for these repairs on my, what was it supposed to be, a new performing functioning RV? What is reasonable? Because the dealer, they're all backed up. I mean, they're all backed up. Is it a week, a month? Is it 2 months?
I think that's a hard question to answer.
I know, but what advice do you have for me, a consumer, when I go in? Do I ask the dealer, look, how long is it going to be? Do I get that in writing? I mean, I don't want to be a pain to the dealer, but I don't want to be one of these people that waits until it's too late. Well, you should have done this.
Right. I think it just depends on, I mean, in my opinion, more than 30 days is too much, but the law doesn't agree with me. So I would say it just depends somewhat. When you're talking time versus number of repair attempts, it depends, I guess, first on what state law applies. If you're talking Indiana, you have to most of the time have 152 or more days out of service. There's exceptions to that. And so if you've got like one single problem that it's been in for that, less than that amount of time is probably going to be okay, but it's going to be up to a jury. And maybe if you have like a really major issue that you have in, a little bit less than that is probably going to be okay. But again, it's up to a jury. So there's never any like certain answer that I could give you in Indiana. Other states, there's one other circuit that requires at least 2 repairs. Every other one is just whatever a jury thinks. So you're talking about most other states, that answer could be across the board. But if Indiana law applies, then it would be 152 just in a general sense. But it could be less if it's, like I said, if it's like one issue you're bringing in, not like 60 different problems.
Right.
Or if it was like a major issue. Also, I would consider, you don't want to wait too long, because if the repairs start later in your ownership, you don't want to, sometimes there might not be 152 days between when you take it in and when your statute of limitations expires. So then I don't want to tell people to wait that long either, because you have to be aware of the time frame that you're dealing with as well in the warranty. So I guess those are like kind of the factors to consider.
If you own an RV or you plan on buying an RV, keeping a detailed defect diary documenting every issue is one of the smartest things you can do. Waiting too long or trusting that a manufacturer they'll do the right thing can leave you stuck with a broken RV with no recourse. That's why reading your paperwork and knowing your rights is so dang important. If you think your RV may qualify as a lemon RV, don't wait. You can get a free case evaluation from the most recognized RV lemon law firm in the country. Grab your cell phone and scan that QR code on the screen right down here, right down there. Or if you can't scan the code, the link is in the description down below, or just visit their website, rvlemonlaw.com. Put it all together, rvlemonlaw.com, and take the first step towards protecting yourself from costly surprises. Thanks much for watching. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, reminding you, be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.